This video is my 10 commandments for buying gold and silver. First off, I want to say that these are the most 10 important factors that I consider when buying gold and silver bullion, and yours may be different, but this is what I found through my experience buying and selling physical gold and silver. First of all, the first commandment, buy physical. Now, why is that important? Well, as we all know, there are huge problems with the financial system and huge problems with banks. And as many of you do know that watch this channel, inflation is a huge issue. So buying physical is just a smart move because, again, you have physical hard assets in hand, and if you don't hold it, you don't own it. And that's an important thing to consider in a crisis situation, which is what is presented before us today and possibly in the next several years. So buy physical, take delivery of it. That's number two. In other words, when you buy gold and silver bullion, you sometimes have an option to store the physical gold or silver in a vault or safety deposit box at a bank or a facility that specializes in keeping gold and silver for clients, either in the United States or offshore. Your choice in this matter has to do with many factors, as far as your confidence in being able to store them yourself and the confidence you have in the agency that you are hiring to store your physical metals. Personally, I think it's always wise to take delivery because, again, we're in a crisis situation here. And when you take delivery and you have physical assets, you are the master of your own domain. And whatever happens to your goods is your fault and your responsibility alone. And that is being a responsible person and a responsible and personal investor. So important to take delivery. If they can't deliver your goods, then beware. Number three, know your dealer. This is often overlooked. As many of you know, online bullion dealers vary from being reliable, efficient, cost-wise, and fast on deliveries to some of them being, completely unreliable and untrustworthy. So what I recommend is, if you have the ability to visit a gold and silver dealer, that may be a small coin shop or it may be a serious large entity, it could be a pawn shop, but know your dealer, get a good relationship with your dealer, get on a first name basis so that when it comes time to buy product that comes out, you're the first one to know about it. When there's specials on premiums, you're the first one to know about it. You're in the loop. Many of the good gold and silver dealers have a newsletter, and you can sign up for that and keep abreast of what's going on. And most importantly, when it comes time to sell your gold or silver, you will have your dealer on a first name basis, and they will often buy your goods before they buy another. And many of the dealers that I know, we're on a friendship basis, and I can go in and talk to them about anything, and I can get the straight talk from them. I live in China. I often get a lot of discounts and specials on gold and silver products, stuff that's left over, stuff that they want to get rid of, stuff that I buy on volume. If I buy, a stack of coins, if I come back and I am a continued repeat customer, I get a break on things, and that's very important when you're cost averaging your purchases of precious metals. Number four, beware of premiums. Now, I haven't always followed this to a T, and that's just because I like to collect coins and I like nice stuff as opposed to generic. But for most of you, I highly recommend to beware of premiums and stay away from high premiums. Buy as close to spot as possible, because the majority of you are going to flip your silver or gold, and if you're not intending on holding on to it long term, get the lowest premium possible. and you'll thank yourself when you go to sell your product. Number 5, buy silver before gold. Now, the reason why this is my number 5, 10 on the 10 commandments list is that silver to gold ratio is still very favorable for those of us who like to buy silver. Silver is easier to buy. There's more of it in some cases. In some cases, no, but certainly it is easy to buy silver, sterling silver. There's many of you that go to estate sales and things like that where you can buy silverware, sterling silver and things like that. And with the gold to silver ratio where it is, and with silver being so undervalued, as we all know, even now with the increase in price recently, it's still the best buy for precious metals because it is a monetary metal and it is seriously undervalued, whereas gold is really more in the spotlight, and it's still a great buy, but may not be as good a buy as silver. Number 6, numismatics for collectors. So you don't want to buy necessarily old coins and pay a higher price for those, or even if you get a break on old coins, it still may not be something that you want to get into, because old coins, numismatics, are for collectors. It's something that you would collect and hold on to, and of course you're going to see the value increase of that coin or item over time. But if you're just in this for personal investing and you're going to flip your investment, numismatics are not for you. I like numismatics. The numismatic stuff that I do have, I don't really intend on selling. You know, I'm a collector. I like the stuff, and for me, that extra premium is okay because it's a long-term investment and a long-term hold for me. So it just depends on who you are. Fractional coins rock. That basically means that I love fractionals. Fractionals are great because you can divvy up your gold or silver or whatever you're holding into smaller amounts. Now, what does that mean really? Well, when it comes right down to it, if you have, say, $2,000 that you have to pay in taxes, or a bill for $2,000 or something of that nature, and you have only a 1 ounce gold coin, when you sell that 1 ounce gold coin, let's say that silver and gold have increased in value and gold is now at $5,000 an ounce. Well, you sold that coin for over $5,000. You've paid your $2,000 tax bill or whatever you need it for. You've still got, you know, $3,000 plus that you're holding on to. And in a crisis situation, that money that you hold in paper is losing value by the month, year, day, and hopefully not by the minute, but that is certainly a possibility. So if you have fractional, let's say that this coin will be worth $2,000 and you owe $2,000, you can sell this easily, get your money, pay your bill, and still have your investment in other coins that you keep and hold on to as gold increases, say, beyond $5,000 an ounce. You still got most of your coins. You didn't lose your ounce, and you're still in the game because you know where gold would be heading at that point. Next, never buy items that you don't understand. That's a very important commandment on this list. Oftentimes people will succumb to pressure tactics and buy things that gold and silver dealers recommend to you because you think they're right and you think that this can bring you good fortune in the future. But the bottom line is, it doesn't matter what you buy. If you don't understand what it is and the true value of it, then don't buy it, because you're going to be disappointed regardless in the end. So educate yourself, and if you're not confident, buy only the things that you feel comfortable buying. Next one, number 9, worry not about confiscation. Now, what does that mean? Well, we all know that back in the day, you know, right around before World War II, FDR confiscated gold for the war effort. Now we know that it wasn't actually confiscation. That's a misnomer. Confiscation means that they take something from you. What it was is a program to turn in your gold for payment to help the war effort, when actually it didn't help the war effort at all. There was no difference whether or not gold was donated to the government from the public. It had nothing to do with the war effort. What it was blatant theft. What they did is they had people turn in their gold, and then they turned right around and they changed the price. The spot price then became $35 an ounce from the $20 per ounce that they accepted the gold bullion from the public at, thereby reducing everyone's savings and robbing them of their hard-earned money. Don't worry about confiscation. It won't happen. If it does happen, I can guarantee you that most people will not give over to the government their gold or silver. It's not going to happen. I don't recommend ever giving the government any of your precious metals, regardless of what the need is or what the situation is, because they will do what they've done in the past. They will turn right around and rob you blind. And if you want to lose your savings, give the government your gold and silver. And then finally, number 10, what a lot of people don't consider, don't break the law. What does that mean? Well, basically, don't do anything illegal with your gold and silver. Because if you do something illegal with gold and silver, like get involved in selling fakes, price gouging, something like that, theft of gold and silver, get into tax situations with gold and silver, which I have a strong opinion on, but yours may differ. Don't do it, because when it comes right down to it, if you are involved in breaking the law with precious metals, what will happen most likely is that the law will take your precious metals and you won't have any precious metals, and then you find yourself in a legal battle and possibly IRS situation, and it just gets to be something that you don't want to go down. That road is not worth traveling. So be aware of what the laws are, the current laws when it comes to investing in gold and silver, and what you have to report, what you don't report. I did a video recently on traveling with gold and silver. I want to expand on that from my personal experiences. And the key is really keeping informed and communicating between us in this community, and trying to make it easy for as many people as possible to get out of cash, which is trash, and into precious metals such as gold, which is real money, and protecting yourself, your family, your friends during an uncertain time. So there it is, 10 commandments for buying gold and silver. I hope that it's been informative for you. And if you have any comments on this, anything I missed, any commandment that you want to add to the list, please post a response to the video or a comment in the section below.